What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka Renville, the Bearded Dwarven Princess. I am here. It's early. I have my cup of coffee. The new Rings of Power trailer, the main teaser is out, and we are ready to dive in and dissect this. Now, I can't really show the video because of the fact that we'll get copyright strikes, so I'll be sharing some screenshots throughout. But I am going to be basically starting a watch through behind the scenes and doing commentary as we watch through it. So if you want to watch the trailer along with my commentary, I'll give you a marker to start. There will be a link to the trailer down below, and we can go through it that way together. And then at the end of it, I will have some commentary. So hopefully you're ready to dive in because I've only watched it once, so this will be the second time I've watched it through. I had some initial thoughts. Hopefully I can remember all the things because I didn't take notes. I literally watched it, went and grabbed a second cup of coffee, and came back. We're diving in. We're 53 seconds in. All right, here's your marker. Get ready, get set, go. So we have this opening shot with some ruins, and we have Galadriel talking about when the world was so young, and her eyes come up, and blah blah blah. We do get this really cool scene. Not gonna lie, we get a time talking about when there was still light, and we get the two trees. So this is actually, from a lore perspective, we're getting. This may be a narration sequence at the beginning of the series, much like we got at the beginning of Peter Jackson's films when Galadriel was narrating the past. We may end up getting this at the beginning of the show just to give us some background on like the first age and what led them here. Or maybe we're going to see this played out in an episode. I don't know. But we are seeing this sequence here. What's next here? Flying landscape. We see a bunch of people running towards a forest. Okay, these are generic fantasy shots. A big eagle. The CGI looks much better in this one. We've got, okay, this is this. We get elves have forests to protect, and then we get this sweeping shot of an elven city in the forest. And I have to say, the CGI looks much better in this one than it did in the previous trailer. There's a dwarven ruins, men in their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other, and here's these hippie hobbits marching through the forest with their gourds and their hippie hair and looking at a meteorite falling down and blah blah blah. Um, so I'm gonna pause it here. We're at the part where he says, "You have fought long enough, Galadriel," and we have Elrond giving. Basically, it's a speech that Elrond is giving to Galadriel, and he's telling her to put down her sword. Your time of being a warrior is over. Um, and she's responding, "No, that's not true. The enemy is still here. We just don't know where. We need to be prepared," which is the same speech that Gilgalad is giving to everybody. Um, but we do, in my mind, this could be the beginning of Galadriel becoming the Galadriel that we know from the books and the the Peter Jackson version, right, which was more true to the books in my mind. Now, granted, we don't know that that's actually the case, and I'm just making, an assumption here. I don't know that we ever would have seen her as a Amazon Queen, Xena warrior princess in the first place. She did partake in some battles, but she's giving an awful lot of, he's still out there speech here, which I feel like was more Gilgalad's thing than Galadriel's thing, at least according to what I've read of the books. And again, I'm not up to speed on everything because we're just doing our Mondays in Middle Earth read through right now. So, by the way, a shameless plug: every Monday at 11 a.m. Central, you can watch the current episode of Mondays in Middle Earth as I read through The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and Silmarillion ahead of the Rings of Power. Now we're getting this shot, which has got to be, it's got to be Numenor. Again, CGI looks very, very good. Elrond is continuing his speech, and now she's, Galadriel. We get a shot of Galadriel in the middle of war, surrounded by red smoke and flame. She says, "You've not seen what I've seen," and then we get this amazing shot of just bodies hanging in the air with, just it's a battleground scene, right? Now I don't know what this is from. I'm gonna wait and see. I don't. I'll reserve judgment. But this shot could be referring to a couple of different battles that Galadriel took part of leading up to the events of. Um, well, I'll digress. It could be a couple of different things. So I'm willing to reserve judgment on this part quite yet. It does. I'm not changing my mind, by the way. It does give me a small glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, the shots and sequences we've seen of Galadriel being the warrior princess maybe, just maybe, they maybe are actually just using sequences from her past for those shots as they show who she is today, which would be much more in line with the writings of Tolkien in the sense that she's not a warrior princess during the events of the Second Age, right? So, and she never really was a warrior princess, even though she did fight in some battles. I don't know. It's small glimmer of hope here. We'll see. Um, Okay, she's continuing her speech. We're continuing the trailer now. This September. This shot of the Numenorian ships is really good. We've got more Numenorian shots. Again, CGI is looking much better in this trailer. I'm actually watching this going, visually it looks pretty good. Like they've obviously polished this trailer up a lot more than their teaser trailer. Like this sequence, the legend begins, and we're getting here's the forest again, and we see Gilgalad with Elrond, I believe, and he's giving his speech about how darkness is going to march over the face of the earth. Um, this is good CGI. We get some orcs. It looks like maybe. This is that boat sequence with the all right, yeah, Numenor. We've got stuff. We got the Harfoots. Things are embers are flying through the air. Oh, we see Elrond. Hold up, I didn't catch this the first time I watched this. Oh, okay. All right. Moment of moment of. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, ladies and gentlemen. I am at the 142 timestamp in the trailer, and we have Elrond being escorted by a couple of dwarves, and he's seen Moria in its prime, and we've got waterfalls and green, terraced garden landscape looking environments, and everything is well lit and torches. This is amazing. Like this shot, not gonna lie, this shot looks amazing. Like kudos to the special effects team, the set builders, and everything else, VFX team. This actually gave me a little bit of goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Again, doesn't have anything to do with the story. I'm only talking about CGI. The CGI looks better. We're getting some very good visuals here, which is cool. So this is when Elrond is first going, though. I don't care about the ice wall. Battle sequences could be anything. Boat sequence, ship sequence, people riding on a beach sequence. I don't know. Yeah, this is the Numenorians. All right, this could be the beginning of a new era. This is Durin 3, right? At the 201 timestamp, and he's holding up this chunk of silvery something and said, "This could be the beginning of a new era." We know it's mithril, like it's mithril. It's mithril. Um, hmm. Elves holding up swords. We get Mr. Acrobatic Elf in chains fighting a warg, perhaps, and we get that's Galadriel fighting something, some sort of a giant creature, and then something or someone coming up out of a lava pit crater. We see a hand smashing some. This got to be the Meteor Man, right? Oh, yeah, that's got to be Sauron. Like that's totally the way the impact, and it's like an eye in the middle of the flames. That's got to be Sauron coming down from the the heavens being cast down. But it might be you know it might be his boss because Sauron wasn't actually cast down, as I remember correctly. It was just his daddy. Hmm. The big baddie, Melkor. Was Melkor cast down like that? I don't know. I digress. I'm rambling. Man, I haven't even gotten through my entire reaction to this, and we're still. All right, I paused it. Now we get Harfoots walking across the landscape. This is when they're their nomadic selves wandering out into the west. I don't know what landscape that's going to be. All right, we're at the end of the trailer. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't show any story elements here per se. It just gives us a lot of visuals, which again, giving credit where credit is due. Visually, this trailer looks much better than anything we've seen to date. And there are inklings of things in here that again, I've always said Visually, the one thing I might be able to take away from this show is that visually it will be stunning and it will allow me to see certain places of Middle Earth in a way that they weren't portrayed in Peter Jackson's films, which is going to be cool, even if I don't appreciate what they've done with the storyline. I also have thoughts, and I don't think I saw anything in this trailer to make me more or less nervous about what the show has coming in the pipeline. I don't see anything here that furthers or lessens my concern about what they're doing with the storyline. I even see the potential, and I don't know if this is what they're doing. It's my thoughts. The potential for what they're doing with the Galadriel storyline. Maybe everything we've seen of her being a warrior princess is from her memories. We saw the two trees, and um, it's there are some things in here that are really cool. But again, I have to reserve judgment until we actually see the show, and it is coming in the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe, drop your comments down below. See you in the next one.